And here we go. Race is underway.
We immediately see that the start screen is shuffled.
Yes, that is correct. The start screen is not where it normally is, so we'll see what the caves have in store here.
And we have shuffled caves.
Yep, shuffled price caves and shuffled caves, period. So a little early to tell. While we get everything in sync here, they're going to be looking to see if this is going to be first quest, second quest, or the medium. And hey, extra candles are in play as jkoper has found the wood sword cave at start, might I add. Is this on both runners? All right, so both of these players are making their way towards different paths. It looks like they're still in the southwestern portion of Hyrule. Looks like the price of the items are not shuffled, and usually when we see that, it means the secrets are not going to be shuffled either.
All right, I think I'm all caught up. Yep, there's the normal shops. So that means that if Boomstick is available, it will not be in the rare shop.
Correct. It's the one that's for 160 rupees. If we see a 160 rupee magical shield, then Boomstick will not be in this race. And jkoper just found a small secret worth 10 rupees. So as I had expected, the secrets have not been shuffled because the prices in the shops have not been shuffled, which means likely we're going to see Medicine not be shuffled either.
So RandomEffekt has found level 3 on that river spot, just one east of Vanilla 3.
Yes, indeed.
And no Boomstick.
No Boomstick. That's a tough break. I was hoping to see the fireworks, but then again, the last few times I've seen the Boomstick, it's not been utilized. And ooh, jkoper taking a nasty death near the Armo statue item. He's going to have to go elsewhere now. And we're not talking 0 HP enemies either.
So RandomEffekt is in level 1. And it's starting to look like we do not have shapes.
Interesting.
Well, we do have slightly higher HP on those keys, which means HP is shuffled.
Yep. And if this, yeah, it is looking more and more like level 1 is the normal level 1. So we're talking not shapes, but the cave positions are shuffled. And yep, there's the bomb hole confirming. I do believe this is no shapes here this time around. And Triforce in its normal spot. We may see drops, the item drops, be in their same rooms as well. We will find out later.
Probably the quickest way to tell on that will be if we see a heart container in the Aqua Menace room, or the floor drop in level 1 in its normal room, which is that 4-block room.
Yep, that's right. So now we've got a single block room here where RandomEffekt is here in level 1. Perhaps there might be an item there if those are shuffled, because the staircases can be shuffled. That's one thing you want to keep in mind. He's going to push that block. No go.
And it looks like we've already got a game of 3-door Monty starting up.
Oh, that's the worst. Now he's going to go ahead and go north, and hopefully he'll get a key or something. This is an NSU room full of Stalfos. And a couple things. Good. Yes, he does have another key right there. Stalfos had one in its stomach, and it looks like he has found the staircase, the normal diamond staircase. Behind there we have
red candle.
Good pickup this early in the race. By getting the red candle, you can now excavate much of Hyrule, burn those bushes away. Plus, with the red candle, you can use it as many times as you would like on a single screen, whereas the blue candle, you can only do it once. Good pickup.
Not to mention that it also will allow him to pick up heart containers or potentially a potion out of the Take Any caves.
Yes.
And Worm will save him 60 rupees from not having to buy a candle.
That is an excellent find. Red candle is very powerful early, but if you find it later in the seed, not so much. And guess what? We don't have a power bracelet behind the Armo statue item. Instead, we've got the inferior model this time around, which jkoper did pick up.
So that means that the power bracelet will be in one of these dungeons, which is potentially a good thing, potentially a bad thing if it's deep in 7 and it's needed to get into, say, level 9.
Well, Not necessarily. It could be the white sword item, and it could also be on the coast. So we haven't eliminated that quite yet, and it's starting to look more and more like second quest.
Have we seen the Vanilla 3 spot?
Don't think we have yet. Ooh,
okay.
The bow
so
is the other item, by the way. Bow is the other item in level 1 that RandomEffekt just picked up. Those are 2 good items he's got early.
Yes, which means if he can get the arrows or procure the silver arrows if they're shuffled outside of 9, that will give him a white/magical sword level weapon to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, because this is second quest, as we confirmed that level 3 does not have a dungeon, it has a cave, there's only going to be 1 large secret, so money is definitely going to be a factor. What are you going to spend it on?
I think they'll probably save their money up to see if they need to get the arrows or the bait. But those are the 2 things I could mainly see them spending it on. And we have a mag's find on the coast.
Yep, excellent. The magical sword. Now the ladder item on the coast is the power bracelet, so there you go.
We've got Random now in level 3.
And, oh, shoot. He's in the shoot room. He's got 2 keys and some super keys to deal with. It looks like he's going to take them out. I don't think he wants to burn his key right now. There's a secret find by jkoper for another 10 rupees up to 21.
And I'm starting to think we might not have cross-dungeon room shuffling.
Yeah, that could be very interesting.
And what I mean by cross-dungeon room shuffling, for those who may not be aware, there are 2 options to shuffle dungeon rooms in the randomizer. They're shuffling dungeon rooms within their own dungeon, and shuffling dungeon rooms in between dungeons. So if cross-dungeon shuffling is off, that means all the rooms that are in level 3 will be found within level 3, all the rooms in level 7 will be found in 7, and so on.
Also, we can also confirm the pallets have not been shuffled either. This is the standard green pallet for level 7 that jkoper is in, and we've got the wooden boomerang, Lord Banana himself, and says RandomEffekt.
No, he's going back in to get it.
Yeah, he has changed his mind. I don't blame him 7 minutes into this race. I mean, you just never know. Plus, it's very useful to pick up, rupees and hearts, whereas if you use the arrows, you're costing yourself money, especially if you miss.
Yes. So, RandomEffekt has 5 hearts, which puts him at an 83% chance to pick up that white sword item, whatever it may be.
Yes, that's correct. And why 83% chance is because there's a 50-50 chance that the HP needed for the white sword item is not shuffled, which is normally 5 hearts. There's a 50-50 chance that it is shuffled, and there's a 1 in 3 chance, if that happens, that the 6 hearts would be needed to pick it up. That's why it's an 83% chance, or 5 out of 6 chance, that he can get that white sword item.
So we've seen a Gorilla set in level 7 and in level 1, and a Darknut set in level 3. I'm starting to think enemy sets are not shuffled.
It's looking like it to me, so we're going to see Wizrobes in 4, 6, and 9. And ooh, is jkoper taking a death here in level 7. Remember, he's got a wood sword. They both have found the wood sword, which again was at the start cave. But still, with level 7, it's 33 rooms of pure havoc that jkoper is in. He's trying to get everything. And in the forest is an entrance to death. So now we have a general idea of where level 9 is, if this is helpful hints or even mixed hints. We don't know if it's deceptive, though.
Well, we saw on RandomEffekt's side a hint in level 3 that Manhandler threatens by the river, which is where level 3 is. So I'm starting to lean towards helpful and or mixed.
Did you notice what the shopkeeper's message said? Was it vanilla or was it a community-style hint?
I want to say it was vanilla, but when one of them enters a shop again, I'll be able to be sure of that.
Because if it's a vanilla hint, ISO, that means we're talking about deceptive hints. Which means there's a 50-50 chance that the hints the old men or anybody else is saying could be true or false. We're getting an indication that it is vanilla messages at merchant shops. If that is indeed the case, then yes, we are playing with deceptful hints here.
It is vanilla, because RandomEffekt just went into a candle shop and got the normal buy something, will ya?
Yep, so now there is a 50-50 chance that the hints they're getting could be false.
Looks like door repair is going to be the standard 20, as we expected.
Yep. jkoper has found the compass, but he didn't pick it up.
Which way did he enter that room from?
I didn't
Because
notice.
if he entered it from the south, he would have been ladder blocked.
Ooh, that could be. That's the case, yeah. He's no way of getting it, so yeah, he's got to get out of level 7, ladder blocked. I think you're right there, ISO. Meanwhile, level 8 has been discovered by RandomEffekt, and 2 items he's going to be looking for, perhaps behind this diamond staircase. Red ring! So that means level 9's items are shuffled. We still could see silver arrows in 9, but now there's no guarantee, and that's a big find because that quadruples his defense. The damage is down to 1/4. Level 6 found by jkoper.
So it's interesting that both players, despite taking... Ooh, that was a nasty wizard beam.
Ouch, right into the face as well. But meanwhile, another Triforce piece has been picked up by RandomEffekt. He's knocking them off left and right. He now has 3 Triforce pieces. Not going to go back into level 8 right now. So he's taking a little bit of a gamble there, leaving one of the items behind. And again, he's found red ring, so he has to think about this carefully, that we're talking no guarantee of silver arrows in 9. Of course, no guarantee again is required. So we'll see how this turns out. Gambling's a big thing in this new format.
Well, there's also the fact that he has so many dungeons left to explore. He might be thinking it's better to try and look in one of the shorter dungeons, see if it's in there, and if not, either gamble it's a 9 or gamble on Ganon.
Pretty big clock there that jkoper just picked up in that pancake wizrobe room with the bubble as well. So we may see something behind that single block. It could be pushable. It is. Does he find the item? Let's see. No.
Nope, just a stairway. And it's going to take him clear to the other side of the dungeon.
And he's going to be greeted by a bunch of orange wizrobes, but he does not get hit. Of course, with 3 hearts, if he gets hit by their beams, that's instant death at this point.
Yes, it will do the same amount of damage as a Hyrule driver from Ganon.
Yep, 4 hearts. Oh boy.
And jkoper opting to make use of the glitch where if you have 3 heart containers and find one of those leave your life for money rooms, you can choose to give up the heart and it will put you at 0 hearts, but you won't go below 3 total heart containers.
Yep, and it's the right move in my opinion. And plus, he didn't have the 50 rupees. Yeah, if you have 3 hearts, always take that heart container. Yes, any hit is going to kill you, but you don't lose your max HP.
And we also saw that fires go down in 1 hit with the wood sword.
That's pretty nice.
But there's a potential downside to that is that you can't split the Vyres into keys, and if the keys happen to be part of the bomb dropping group, that takes away a potential for a lot of bombs in level 9.
Ooh, and he just got bodied. That nasty wizrobe hug right there by jkoper. Boy, rough start for him so far.
RandomEffekt has discovered the Bloomerang.
Yep, so it's one of the rare times you're going to see a racer pick up both boomerangs because he opted to take the wood boomerang in level 3. Now he is upgraded to the magical boomerang, which, by the way, travels the entire distance of the screen. Some people might prefer the wooden boomerang because it's easier to control, but it's pick your poison pretty much at this point.
We find the blue ring shop on RandomEffekt's side, but he's probably not going to use it for much outside of if he happens to be nearby and he needs the cheap meat.
Yep, and again, we saw that come into play in a race last night, so you just never know if that bait is going to be required. There's a potion shop discovery, no letter, so nothing he can do here. jkoper is going back to that staircase again, because remember, he had taken that hug by that orange wizrobe, so he's trying to make his way back to where he was.
I would almost think at this point you'd want to just go up the spine of the dragon to get some more coverage in.
Level 6 is not the easiest of dungeons. Again, you're dealing with wizrobes. Again, the monster sets have not been shuffled in this race, and there's the other meat shop with the cheap magical shield. Ooh, ladder blocked. And he's boxed in. He's going to have to get out of there.
So his ladder blocked out of 6 and 7. I'm starting to think the ladder is going to be in one of the shorter dungeons, like 2 or 4 at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I'm starting to think that whoever finds the ladder first is going to be in a very powerful position. I'm telling you, if RandomEffekt finds that ladder for jkoper, he could be in a really good spot to maybe win this race.
We also still haven't seen the second item in 8. And if it's the second item in 8, and jkoper decides to dig for it, that would swing momentum heavily towards him, too.
There's the jackpot room, as I like to call it, the triple bar room. There is typically no drop in there. However, drops, of course, can be randomized. I don't think that's the case, though, for this one.
It looks like it is not. Based on heart containers being in the normal rooms and Triforces being
tried to win. Sorry about that. I had just noted that jkoper is one of the rare contestants to play on money-making game, but unfortunately he lost.
It tends to happen. Gambling isn't always the best answer.
No, but sometimes, hey, he only had 10 rupees. He didn't have much to lose. He's going to get these 30 rupees right back.
So let's see what we have here next to Vanilla 5. Just another secret.
Tell you what, RandomEffekt made pretty good use of that red candle to destroy those Gibdos, and that's another use for the red candle. Sometimes when you're in a tight spot like that, the red candle can bail you out.
Oh yes, especially in a Darknet set, because the 8 bunny rooms aren't super common, whereas Gibdo rooms are pretty common in the Darknet sets.
RandomEffekt's just going to sneak in and steal that key away from the manhandle. He now knows where the Triforce is, but it looks like nope, he's going to go ahead and get the Triforce. We'll see if he goes back into level 5 or makes a play for that item. Again, normally it's a segmented dungeon. Look at that, he's found the map.
Let's see. It looks like he's going to keep searching.
I certainly don't blame him. Level 5, it's a borderline-sized dungeon, but I don't blame him at this point. But, ooh, now he may be changing his mind because he just saw a room full of Poles voices, no arrows, no business. He's going to go ahead and take the Triforce, and I'm going to guess either make a different path or just get the heck out of there altogether.
I'm guessing he's going to leave and go try to find level 2 or level 4.
Which he does.
jkoper goes ahead and picks up the blue candle.
Yeah, I certainly don't blame him at this point. That was a bonus cave that he discovered. I think that was the first one he discovered. Yeah, it's definitely the right call at this point. Now that you're almost 18 minutes into this race, no candle. Yeah, you're picking it up.
He bought it out of a shop. He did not pick it up out of a bonus cave.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. He picked up 2 medium secrets. Yes, good call, ISO. Yep. At half a heart, jkoper's going to go ahead and refill his health at the fairy fountain. Good move there. And level 4 has been discovered.
Level 4.
Yes, indeed. And we could be looking at a magical breakfast situation here. No, not magical breakfast, just the breakfast room. Magical breakfast is the one with the whiz robes.
Well, there's 2 kind of Oh, yeah, I guess it's just a regular breakfast if it's the one with the Zols.
Yeah, normally it's just your likes and the Zols. That's what constitutes as a breakfast room. Now, I'll be curious to see. Remember, the enemy groups are not shuffled, so I'll be curious to see if we're going to find whiz robes, because normally you don't find whiz robes in level 4 in the vanilla game. So I'll be interested to see if there's going to be whiz robes in level 4.
Yeah, I haven't run it enough to know for certain one way or the other if whiz robes are guaranteed in a whiz robe dungeon if the dungeon sets aren't shuffled.
Look at this, jkoper in level 8, found the red rings, so now his defense also quadrupled, same now as RandomEffekt. Big pickup right there.
And he is now the purple dragon.
Yes, indeed. That is a sprite change. Any colors, that is one of the random things you can select when you do a randomizer race.
So jkoper has just picked up his first Triforce piece of the seed, but he should be able to pick up...
He's not going back into level 8 either. He has not gone back to level 8 either, so both players have left behind an item, whether it's a key item that remains to be seen.
Now that both players have left it behind, I really want it to be the latter.
I want it to be the silver arrows, and with Ganon required, but now watch it be silver arrows and Ganon's not required, because game knows.
Or Ganon's required, but it's not the silver arrows.
Right, one of those two is going to happen. Now, here's a very tame breakfast room right here, if those two blocks are pushable.
But they are not.
No good. No good.
He's going to have to find the other double block room.
Yep, that's right.
Does find the Goma room, which unfortunately does not have anything.
Yep, that's right.
And
actually, it wouldn't be the
staircase.
Goma room, because Goma's in level 6. Here's the staircase, and look what's guarding it. Jeez, with the easiest staircase you could possibly have, Ruby Boss guarding it. Let's see what's behind the staircase.
Ladder.
Oh boy, the ladder has been found by RandomEffekt. That's going to put him in a very commanding lead at this point. Wow, he is having a race so far.
Now, he might not be thinking he's in a good position just because of the fact that level 4 seemed to be a relatively easy dungeon. So he might be thinking jkoper already has it.
True, but now meanwhile, jkoper, in addition to finding the bonus cave he just found and picking up that heart container, he also found the lone large secret in this race here, that 100 rupees.
He's going to burn Vanilla Second Quest 7 and finds the magical sword hint.
Yeah, and that is a true hint as well. The magical sword is, in fact, along the coast.
Looks like he's going to purchase some hints.
Dongo dwells with the heart container. Again, we are pretty sure we're talking deceptive hints here. The 57.
Well,
returns with the red ring. We know that is true. Maybe it is all helpful hints. Korea grumbles with the wand. If that's the case, that means level 7 could have the wand. I was talking about this last night. It was a question I had brought up regarding what constitutes what's going to be helpful hints or deceptive hints, and people were telling that the merchant shop message was going to determine that. But we'll see if that gets debunked tonight. I don't know.
I'm going to tentatively mark them down as such.
Yep, until otherwise. I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put wand question mark for 7.
RE does pick up the power bracelet, which if it's blocking a dungeon, that gives him an even bigger advantage than he's already got.
Absolutely. Right now, he is just tearing these dungeons left and right. He's just got to make sure he finds them. That's what the key is right here. Now, he thinks this is mixed. Nope. Sorry. This is second quest.
jkoper is found level 5. We'll see if he goes for the item in here.
That's right. We don't know what item is in level 5. The level 5 Triforce was picked up by RandomEffekt, but he did not get the item. If it happens to be silver arrows here, this could be the beginning of jkoper's comeback, but we'll see.
Or if it's the recorder and that's blocking, say, level 2 or 9.
Yep, also indeed, because with second quest, there's a bunch of recorder spots. You're bound to see one of them have a level, but so far, we haven't found one yet. But again, we haven't found the recorder.
So now that Ari knows that he's got the bow, the red candle, the ladder, do you think he'll go for an arrow purchase at this point?
With 87 rupees at hand, I'm going to say yes. Because again, you just never know if you're going to find yourself Goma blocked, and you want to make sure that you're protected from anything the game throws at you. The other thing you might be thinking of is bait. Well, he did just find the lone large secret of the game. Now he can buy a lot of things with his 187 rupees.
Pinball Joe, the way that we can tell if it's second quest overworld is by the vanilla level 3 spot. If it's normal level 3, that means you're in first or mixed quest. If it's that second quest spot that it's the cave, then it will be a second quest overworld. As for the dungeons, we can't have second quest dungeons yet. That will I think that comes in the next bracket, but I'm not 100% certain.
Well, Karakiron is telling us that if it is the vanilla shop, it can't possibly be all helpful hints. So we're going to wait for that first deceptive hint if that indeed is the case.
jkoper finds a bomb wall in the bunny room, which is a new part of the dungeon that Ari hadn't been in. So we may yet see this item.
And it looks like RandomEffekt has stumbled upon level 7. So that's a good find for him right there. Again, 2 and 9 have not been found by either player yet. And there's a potential of a Dig Dogger block if it drops the Triforce. Of course, it can't drop the Triforce because we've already determined Triforce is going to be in the Triforce room.
jkoper is going to opt to use a key going to the left, which is the correct decision, but he's a ladder blocked.
Yes, indeed. So he'll not be able to go into that room, but there may not be anything in there of use anyways.
Have we seen all the burn bushes in the forest yet?
Not sure if we have yet, but then again, we also haven't discovered much of Death Mountain. Death Mountain tends to like to hide levels, so that could be a factor. And also keep in mind, there's a couple of bombable spots along the river which you need the ladder to get across, so perhaps we might find some levels there. We saw something like that yesterday, so it wouldn't surprise me that we might see something like that again tonight.
Because I'm thinking if the hint in level 7 about in the forest is an entrance to death is true, and we've seen all but the 2 recorder spots, level 9 could be recorder blocked.
And it could be a deceptive hint, though, too. Maybe it's at Death Mountain for all we know.
That is quite true. I tend not to think much about deceptive hints only because I wait until either I get 2 hints telling me about the item in a 1-item dungeon, or I actually see a deceptive hint to go ahead and say they're deceptive. Elsewise, I just keep it in the back of my mind as, okay, this is a possibility.
Meanwhile, these Dodongos are trolling the heck out of RandomEffekt. He's missed a lot of shots, missed another one. He's down to 1 bomb.
You will get this Dodongo. Kind of refill his bomb count up.
Good. Yep, that was a good shot to stun him to get the easy 4 bombs. So now he's got a few shots to work with on this Dodongo. Nice shot right there. He got the stun lock and get some more bombs back. So a little rough there, but he's able to be back. Gleok lurks with the boomerang. That is a false hint because that would be level 4. We know it's in level 3. So 100% confirmed.
It looks like the bomb upgrades are not shuffled. They are their vanilla amount, both in cost and in effectiveness.
Yeah, what we've determined is if we see that normal 100 rupee price, unless that is shuffled, then the bomb upgrade you're going to get with the purchase will give you those 4 bombs. If it's shuffled, anywhere between 2 and 6 bombs.
JSR, that is correct. Levels 2 and 9 have not been found, and as far as we can see, jkoper has not gone near start yet.
Yep, and he's not found the item in level 5 either. He wants to find it before he gets out of there, but he could be blocked from it somehow. Remember, he has no ladder, no recorder, or any of those things.
Unless it's behind that room with the 8 bunnies.
True, and without arrows, you're good luck trying to get through that room. You'll need it.
So Ari should pick this Triforce up out of level 7. Fortunately, that room behind that locked door only contains some bombs. And looking at the key counts, it's a little rough for jkoper. He's only at 2.
There's the Triforce pickup in level 7 by RandomEffekt. He's now got 6 Triforce pieces to jkoper's 1. This is a topsy-turvy race right now, but given jkoper's style of play, he's definitely not out of it yet. But if RandomEffekt can find these next 2 dungeons, this could be over rather quickly.
I think it's going to come down to level 2 being recorder blocked up on that one spot just east of vanilla level 9 in first quest.
And it looks like that the locations of the take any's might not be shuffled. Well, there's level 6 that RandomEffekt's in. Again, we don't know the item that is in level 6, so he's going to try and get the Triforce here and hopefully find levels 2 and 9. jkoper's back in the Triforce room and is able to bomb to the east. He is still looking for that item. He's got 2 keys left to go. Goma creeps by the Lost Hills, and I believe that's true because that's the Armos statue.
So I'm starting to think that I don't know if this is a general rule that you can always work with, but it's starting to look like hints about where the dungeons are truthful, but hints about the items are false.
Could be. I don't know if that's a thing that is determined what between items and the locations of dungeons. That's a good point. But again, we don't know where level 9 is. That is going to tell the tale of the tape of your theory.
jkoper does get a fairy, but he's already at full health, so he doesn't need it. And we still have not seen the white sword item yet.
Nope. Now, it looks like jkoper may have found the single block room that's going to have the staircase with the item in it. And if it is the recorder, you could get back into this race. If it does turn out that level 2 or level 9 is recorder block, we're about to find out that item.
It's the recorder.
Is the recorder! Oh! This could be the item, folks, that could get jkoper back in this match if recorder is required.
Now, there is also the possibility of raft being required, because we haven't seen any hints about where level 2 is.
That is correct. And last weekend, in fact, we saw the raft needed for 2 dungeons, so that could also, come into play.
And I'd like to see a chain reaction where recorder leads to the white sword item, which is the raft, which leads to level 2.
Oh, we'll see if that happens. Well, with 240 rupees, RandomEffekt is going to spend the money and not spend his life. I definitely agree with that play. You want to have as many hearts as you possibly can. I know you've got the red ring, but it doesn't hurt to have as much health as possible. Speaking of which, he just found another heart container up to 8 hearts.
Plus, it gets him ever that much closer towards a potential magical sword pickup if he decides to go for it.
And we'll see if that comes into play. I think it's just going to depend on how many hearts they are and if it's along the way. Keep in mind that the magical sword is along the coast on the eastern side of Hyrule, and that's a long ways away from any level.
Yeah, the closest one to it right now is going to be level 7.
And he's already completed level 7. Now, he didn't get the item out of level 7, which could come back into play depending on what jkoper does when he finds it. jkoper is going to go ahead and pick up this Triforce. That is his second Triforce capture of the race. 6 Triforce pieces to 2, though, that RandomEffekt still leads. But remember, he's got that recorder, and that recorder could be huge down the road. We will find out within a matter of minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, because my guess is if you're jkoper, you're going to... Level 2 is recorder blocked.
Oh my goodness gracious, the comeback could be real right here. So level 2 found by jkoper, you need the recorder.
So jkoper's going to find 2. He's going to find levels 4, 1, and 3 relatively quick if he keeps staying by start.
Now, RandomEffekt has got to be wondering at this point. Remember, this is second quest. He knows that there's going to be a lot of recorder spots. He's going to be full clearing Hyrule, in my opinion. This is going to be bad news because with jkoper with the recorder, he is going to gain ground and quickly.
He might be gambling that recorder is the white sword item at this point.
That could be as well. If it's the raft and raft is required, yeah, RandomEffekt is going to end up losing, and that recorder will be the great equalizer item, if you will.
9 is starting to spread its equalizer love around, I think.
And guess what? 6 is recorder blocked. There's a dig dogger guarding the progress of that level, so RandomEffekt can't do anything else. So, yeah, that's a huge find by jkoper. This race has just did a 180.
Let's see if Ari decides to buy some arrows here.
Buy some bombs first.
Yes.
Yep, and that's the right purchase in my opinion because, you never know if you're going to be Goma blocked somewhere. But again, right now, there's only one level he could potentially be Goma blocked in, and that's level 2, and I don't think that's going to happen.
I like 8gen's thoughts. The whole randomizer is the great equalizer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the only thing potentially weighing on jkoper's mind right now is, besides silvers, where's that ladder?
Yes, indeed. Remember, the ladder was the item in level 4. He has not gone through level 4 yet.
And the raft is in level 2.
The raft is the item in level 2, so that could come in handy, especially if level 9 is raft required. If that's the case, yeah, jkoper has just turned the race around then.
That also confirms that the wand is not necessarily the item in level 7 because of the hint we saw earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have deceptive hints as to where the dungeons are, because that just said Gleeok returns by the Lost Hills.
And that is definitely not true, because we know level 8 is in the Deadwoods. There's the Triforce pickup in level 2 for jkoper. He's now got 3 Triforce pieces. He's starting to catch up to RandomEffekt, and quickly.
Let's see which way he decides to go here. He may go check this raft spot real quick.
Yeah, it's not that far from where he is. I certainly wouldn't blame him here. He'll check this raft spot where vanilla level 4 is. Potentially, he might find something. He is going to find a secret first. And I think this is a good purchase, or not purchase, but a good pickup on RandomEffekt's end. He just found a bonus cave where vanilla white sword is and went ahead and got the red potion. Considering that magical sword is probably not going to be in play for either one of these players and that he's not found the letter yet, I like this move, picking up the red potion, preparing yourself potentially for a harsh level 9.
I agree. So we find one of the raft spots is a 30 secret.
Yeah, which is nice. It's better than having a door repair right there, but I don't think that's what jkoper was looking for.
And Whistle to New Dungeons is on.
Yes, indeed. So now he's being whistled to the dungeons that reflect this seed rather than the vanilla first quest locations. And there's level 4, and jkoper's going to be delighted to find the ladder here.
So 8gen in chat is bringing up that now that Ari has arrows, it'll be faster for him to clear 5. But the question is, when will he go back to 5?
Exactly. I'm telling you right now, I don't think he's going to go back to level 5 until he full clears high roll, and that's really going to cost him if that's the case. If he somehow realizes he has to go back to a dungeon to get the recorder, it'll end up being such a smart play. He's going to see what's behind that arrow here, and that's just a potion shop.
Yep. jkoper probably knows that the item hints are relatively deceptive because he purchased a hint that said that the heart container was going to be in level 2 and he found the raft.
And it looks like that RandomEffekt has fully realized this is not a first quest or mixed. And there's the letter, so he's got that in case he needs to buy potions later on. But again, he did pick up the red potion in a bonus cave. So, but if he were to run out, he can always buy more by showing that letter.
And you never know how rough 9 is going to treat you if, say, you have to go very deep to find a magic staircase to get to Ganon, and then you run out of potions on the way there. It's not a bad item to have.
Of course, having Red Ring, it's not going to be the biggest factor in the world, but you just never know.
I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yep, indeed. Better to be safe than sorry. Now, he's looking behind the bomb area. He's unfortunately going to lose 20 rupees right there, shaking his head. He's got to be realizing to the point he may be recorder block. Again, there's, what is it, 10 recorder locations in second quest?
I'm actually counting them right now. 1, 2, 3.
That door repair penalty.
That is correct. There are 10.
It is 10, so that's a good thing to know. He's found a secret. Going to get some of those lost rupees back from door repair. He's got another 30 rupees, and he's not. He's going to do this part right here. Yep, he's going to do the clipping, the screen scroll to go through this part. And behind the blocks, he finds a hint key, but he has not enough money to purchase those hints. And meanwhile, jkoper has gotten the ladder out of level 4, so he is right back in this race, folks.
Yes. And now that he has the recorder, he can go back to 6 whenever he wants.
That is true. Yep. Again, we don't know what item is in level 6 yet. Now, behind the vanilla second quest level 9, he's going to pick up another 30 rupees, does RandomEffekt. He's now got 60.
So at this point, Looks like jkoper is behind 2 Triforces, but has the all-important recorder.
Now, this is a lot closer race than the Triforce indicators look right now. That recorder right there that's on jkoper's indicator, that is the key item right here in this match. Normally, it's the ladder. Usually, if you find that ladder first, you are probably going to be in a good position to win this race, especially if this is first quest. But with that recorder and knowing that at least one dungeon is recorder blocked, this could be the item that saves jkoper right here.
But jkoper just ran past 2 dungeons.
Interesting. And if he has mismarked his map, that could come back into play.
Although he might be wanting to check all of Deadwoods before he goes back to start.
I certainly don't blame him.
It seems... No, he's going to the graveyard.
Interesting. So, yeah, he's going to miss out on a level 3. Well, again, at level 8, he's already gotten the Triforce out of level 8. And remember that, well, he's going to go ahead and whistle here and get another 10 rupees out of it.
I don't agree with his pathing to check the whistle spots before finishing out all of start.
Yeah, interesting call there by jkoper, but again, jkoper, one of the best in the business in the randomizer. I'm sure he's got a strategy in mind on why he's doing it his way, so I'm not going to question it at this point.
We're not 100% certain if Nine's hint is...
Hey, guess what? RandomEffekt's going back into level 5, and he is going to be glad he did.
Yes, he is. So it looks like jkoper's heading to the whistle spot over by the coast.
Found the magical sword, but at 7 hearts, no shot at picking it up. He'd love to get it, though, because it would quadruple his attack power. Of course, we don't know, and obviously it may never come into play, but remember that the Ganon hit points is separate from the other enemies and bosses. That is a separate flag by itself.
So it looks like jkoper's going to go check Vanilla 2 after burning this bush. I would sincerely hope he goes ahead and goes to back to start to clear this 2 caves out.
Yeah, that's right. Now he is going to check Vanilla level 2 first. Again, that would be level 3 in the second quest. This is where Recorder Lake is in the second quest. And behind there we find level 9. So 2 dungeons needed for the recorder. So that is huge. But with RandomEffekt going back into level 5 and finding the recorder, if he knows his recorder spots in second quest, he'll be set.
Yes, indeed. jkoper's going back into 7.
Interesting. So he's looking for a key item. Remember, he does not have the bow. We don't know the item in level 7. He's excavated a good portion of it, but remember, it's 33 rooms of pure hell, and how to get to where you need to be is a different story. It's so easy when you're playing the vanilla Legend of Zelda, but when everything is shuffled, it's a whole different story altogether.
Ari using a little bit of item mismanagement, an unfortunate little bit of item mismanagement, and using one of his potions when he was only down half a heart.
The RandomEffekt, and we saw that happen in another race where one of the players was trying to use the wand, but instead inadvertently used both of their potions, and that could come back into play if level 9's pretty trolly. So he's down to just the blue potion now is RandomEffekt. That's a tough break right there. I'm sure he didn't mean to use it. It was just one of those things that slipped.
Nah, it definitely looked like an item slip.
And it is going to happen. I mean, you're in the heat of the moment. You're in a race against one of the toughest Zelda Randomizer competitors in the world in jkoper. It's bound to happen. I mean, it's just the nature of competitive racing like this. Now, the good news here for RandomEffekt is he's found the Pole's voices with that wooden arrow. They're down in 1 hit. That's quick. And he's going to find that recorder, and he is back in it. He's now back in the driver's seat, folks.
Yep. So I'm guessing he's going to immediately go and find level 2.
Yep. If he knows his recorder spots from second quest, he will stumble upon level 2 very shortly. And of course, If he goes to vanilla level 2, he'll find level 9, and yes, he'll be that much closer to winning this race again.
Well, it looks like he's heading back over to the forest first, not checking these desert spots.
I mean, it's not a bad play. I mean, it's one of your recorder sets. No, he's not checking.
He's going to 6.
Oh, he's going back to 6, yes, because remember, he was Dig Dog or Block. So, yeah, I definitely don't fault him for going back to 6 first. But I still might have checked those spots, much like you said jkoper should have checked those spots near start.
Yeah.
So we'll see if either of these comes to play. There's the Triforce in level 7, but jkoper is going to pass it up, and he may have found the item right here, bombed north. What do we
It's
have
the wand.
here? Magic wand. So wand is a truthful hint. That hint that we saw earlier that the Gorilla is guarding the wand, and that is the truth.
Unfortunately, no boomstick, so...
It's still a nice item to have.
Oh, yeah. Just, it doesn't unlock its full potential, as some would say.
Exactly. So if he finds that book, he's not going to pick it up, because what the magic wand does is that you can zap enemies from anywhere across the room. It's got a very long range, in fact, the whole room. But if you pick up the book, when the wand makes contact with enemies, it bursts into flames. It can deal some extra damage, but you can also get hurt by your own flames. Plus, it makes doing the Patra sword and wand strat that much more difficult.
jkoper needed to take that warp back to the place near start. Instead, he just pays Zal some money.
Well, again, it's just one of those things. Are you going to take the right turns to where you need to be? And right now, he's going to go to where the vanilla is, the vanilla white sword. I believe, if I remember right, we're going to find a bonus cave here.
Yes. And Ari might have found the item room. Oh, wait, no, this can't be the item room because of that shutter door.
Yes, that is correct. You can't have a shutter door and a double block room be a staircase. It can only be a shutter room. Or, yeah, no pushing. Same thing applies if there's an item on the ground in a double block room. There's an item, if there's a drop on the ground, no pushing.
Plus, I don't know if we've already seen the double block staircase in level 6 or not.
I don't know if we have.
jkoper is going to opt to take the heart. That'll put him up to 9.
Looks like he was debating about picking up the potion, but considering his caliber of play, I think this is the right call, picking up the heart container.
Definitely. Especially given that the letter is up on Death Mountain, and if he does decide to clear Death Mountain, he probably will find it.
jkoper just purchased the wood arrows, solid pickup, and the item in level 6 is the book. No thank you, says RandomEffekt.
So we now have a 50% chance of silvers being in 9. We're missing still the white sword item, the second item in 8, and both items in 9.
That is correct, because the white sword item could indeed be the silver arrows. We're now 47, almost 48 minutes into the race. I'm going to go down what items we have found so far in this race. Level 1 had the bow and the red candle. Level 2 had the raft. Level 3 had Lord Banana. Level 4, the ladder. Level 5 was the recorder. Level 6, the book. Level 7 has the wand. One of the items in level 8 is the red ring. The item, the Armosetu item, was the inferior model boomerang. Ladder item on the coast was the power bracelet, and we do not know the white sword item. That means the items that are still in play are the white sword, the heart container. What else do we have? The silver arrows, and we've got one more. What is that one item?
See, looking at what we've got, we have white sword, silver arrows, magic key.
That's right, the any key, indeed. We are looking for that any key. Right now, that has not been a problem for either one of these players. They have not been key blocked, not even close. They've got a good amount of keys. RandomEffekt right now, 8 keys, 7 keys for jkoper.
Yeah, I don't imagine the magical key at this point is very high priority for them compared to silvers.
You see, I was having a Homer Simpson moment right there. I couldn't find the any key either.
It just means it's well hidden.
Yes, indeed. So it's behind one of those levels. And all the items are fair game because all of the required items have been found. But the Triforce has been found by RandomEffekt. He's now 1 Triforce piece away from being eligible to go into level 9. He's got to find them, though. And again, he can find them with the recorder that he just got not too long ago.
So RE in short time is going to find level 2 as he just goes through all these caves. He takes another red potion out of the bonus cave.
Now this time, I don't like that play. He already, unless he spent the blue potion without me seeing it, I would have picked up the heart container at this point because you have enough money to buy another blue potion if you need it. I would have taken the heart container as his situation.
Plus, he might be near enough money to buy the red potion too. So it's just, I definitely think the.
Hey, look at this! White sword item is the white sword, and you need the recorder for it, so that's going to double his attack power. That's a good pickup right there by RandomEffekt.
And with that, we are now at a 66% chance of silvers in 9.
At this point, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. I think we're going to find silvers in level 9, but the big question is Ganon going to be required? Do we need to find those silver arrows? And again, both players opted out of level 8 after they found the red ring and Triforce. So both of these players could be hunting a while if that's the case.
So RE is going to find level 9 before he finds level 2 based on his route.
Which is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, finding level 9 is always a good thing to find. You don't want to be have all 8 Triforce pieces and then spend like 20 minutes trying to find level 9 because at that point, chances are your opponent's already found level 9. In fact, he's
going back. Interesting.
I'm baffled about that. He was just right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason really not to check it at this point. Although he will find level 2.
Yep, so he is going to find level 2. So here we go, level 2. He will find the raft again, not required for the seed. He doesn't know that. He's not really going to be in Triforce and Go mode at this point because, again, silver arrows, you don't know if that's going to be required. If he finds the raft, good. If he doesn't find the raft, good. He just needs to get that Triforce.
So hopefully at this point, jkoper realizes after he finishes out the northeast that he'll need to go back towards start.
Yep, that's right, because unfortunately, I'm looking at this map right here now. That northwestern section of Hyrule is completely barren.
Yeah, it's the most valuable thing up there is probably the hint cave, and even then it's deceptive hints.
Yep, so it's one of the rare times where there is nothing of value in Death Mountain or anywhere near there. So yeah, all the good stuff is in the southern section and the eastern section of Hyrule.
And he is going back towards start.
Yep, so it'll end up being the right to play for jkoper. Now, RandomEffekt has just got to find where level 9 is. Again, we know that it is behind Recorder Lake in second quest. He's getting closer to where he needs to be. He may be heading there now.
No, jkoper's going back to level 6.
He has found the path. RandomEffekt will be in level 9 first, and he's going to have a sizable lead on jkoper.
Oh, yeah.
52-47 in. RandomEffekt is in.
jkoper is now confirming that the seed is not raft locked.
Yep, he just gets a hint. Oh, the silver arrow is at the grave. What? That's your deceptive hint.
That's the hint for the white sword item.
It's deceptive because the white sword item is the white sword. So jkoper's probably thinking to himself, "Hey, silver arrow is a white sword item." He's gonna be disappointed.
But I think he's checked all the spots at the grave.
True, but he has not found the white sword item, and he doesn't know that. Yeah, both the location and the item of the white sword cave, both items false. It's a double lie indeed. Okay, so here we are in level 9 where RandomEffekt is. He is going to be looking for a couple of things. If Ganon is required, he'll be looking for a shutter door that doesn't open after full clearing the room. If Zelda is required, she can be in an open door, a locked door, or you may have to bomb into a room to rescue Zelda if Ganon is not required.
I think jkoper is going to realize that hint was fake right about now.
Yep, he'll blow that whistle, he'll see the white sword, and he's going to know that hint, bogus. But if it's any consolation, his attack power will also be doubled. And if Ganon's hit points aren't shuffled, that's 8 sword hits you need to defeat Ganon.
You know, people have talked about how good jkoper's poker face is, how he just doesn't react to anything last tournament, and I'm starting to see that now. He's just completely stoic.
Absolutely. You don't know. You can't tell whether he is in a good position right now or if he feels like he's playing poorly right now. He's got a really good poker pace. Now, why did RandomEffekt get out of level 9?
We're getting word from chat that Ganon is required.
So he is gambling now. He is not going to do sabermetrics. He's going back to a previous level. He's going back to level 2 first. He'll find the raft. Then he's going to have to decide whether to go back to level 8 or go to level 9 or go to level 7. Remember, he did not find the wand out of level 7. I believe only jkoper did.
Yeah, he's thinking it's a 40% chance of silvers in 9 right now.
Correct. Now, I certainly don't blame him for going back to level 2. It's the shorter of the 2 dungeons. Now, the big question is, when he finds that the silver arrows are not here, that now he's got to make a decision. Gamble on level 9 or go back to level 8?
Or go back to 7.
Well, that's true. And 7 and 8 are rather large, so it's a 50-50 chance he's got to be thinking. I mean, we know level 7's the bad play. Level 8 could be the right play. But yeah, I guess what we saw was that a shutter door did not open after he full cleared the room. I did not notice that. But when that's the case, that means Zelda's in that room and Ganon is required.
And given that Ganon and Zelda's rooms are both still in level 9, that may be the only way to get into Zelda's room if it was from the south.
Yes.
If she's in her traditional room.
That is correct, because there's no other way to get into a room from any other direction. It's the only way. If they were shuffled, then she could be accessible in all 4 directions.
JS2R, the items that are in play, like you said, are Magic E Silvers. We also have the Heart Container, and now I'm forgetting.
No,
Wait,
that's it.
Magic E Silvers
down,
Heart Container.
We're down to 3 now because we did find the white sword item being the white sword. That is right.
jkoper found the bow and won, went ahead and got the Triforce, and he's probably just going to head on out.
And we also have the raft discovery by RandomEffekt. So now, decision time for him. Back to level 7, back to level 8, back to level 9. That is the big question right here. Again, we don't know the item in level 8. We know level 7 will be the wrong play if RandomEffekt goes that way.
Looks like he is going to go back to 9.
And I agree with this play. I mean, it's a percentage risk. You're always taking a risk. And you've got to gamble against a guy like jkoper. You've got to gamble here. You've got to take a chance against a top Zelda randomizer racer like jkoper. I agree with this play. Even if it's the wrong play, I still agree with it.
As do I. Because going back into 8 when you've explored basically none of it, it just doesn't sound like it would be the best move to make.
And it could be a snake.
And the wand was pretty deep in 7.
You could be talking about a snake-like route in level 8 just to get to the item, which could be nothing at all. And he's going to spend his first sip of Kool-Aid right here for RandomEffekt. He's got 1 potion left.
JSR, I imagine jkoper would check 9 before 8 because he knows, or at least he's very likely to know, that it's a 66% chance of silvers in 9. Plus, level 1 is so short that if he has to go out of a dungeon.
Indeed. Now, I did pick up both items. He picked up the bow and noped out of the red candle.
Okay, so now he knows that it's just the second item at 8 and the 2 items at 9.
Correct. That staircase does not have either of the 2 items, so he's going to go to another part. You want to try and check as many staircases as you possibly can. Here's another staircase. We've got the diamond staircase for RandomEffekt. He is going to be hoping that the silver arrows are there, and then all he's got to do is find Ganon, and he will come away with the victory against jkoper. There's the Triforce out of level 3, but remember, doesn't know the item in level 3 does jkoper, and he is not going to be pleased when he finds it.
Although it will make him a bit more sure that silvers are not going to be outside of 9 in his mind. And as far as we know, silvers are still in 9.
I didn't have a RandomEffekt's volume up on his end, but we're getting some indication that he may have found the location of Ganon. And if that's the case, all he's got to do is find the silver arrows, and he will win it.
Yep. jkoper finds the banana. Nope, sound out of it.
Yep, he already has the inferior model. There's no use picking it up. By the way, if you do pick up the wooden boomerang and you already have the magical boomerang, nothing happens. It's not like you're going to downgrade in weapon by picking it up. If you already have the magical boomerang, nothing happens.
Or upgrade, depending on who you ask.
True, that's true. And also, same thing I believe with the blue candle. If you have the red candle and you pick up a blue candle, nothing happens.
The reason that the boomerang is a weird color is quite simply due to the fact that in Vanilla Level 3's palette, some of the shading on Link, specifically his skin, becomes more pale, and anything that has that same color becomes more pale. So things like the arrows become more pale, the pole's voice are more pale, etc.
Unfortunately, this may be a troll dead-end staircase, and that's exactly what it is. I don't think he tried bombing to the left, but he's getting out of there.
I think based on his position, he knew that the left wall might have been... Yeah, the left wall was a solid wall because of where he was.
Oh, that's right. We're not playing with shapes. Yes, that is the standard design. Back to level 6, jkoper goes. All he's got to do is get the Triforce. Now, again, he does not know the item in level 6 either. We know it's the book. He's not going to pick it up, especially with the wand in hand. So I'd say right now it's looking like RandomEffekt will have at least a 10-minute lead. He found the silver arrows! Oh, what a pickup right there. This may have sealed the deal, ladies and gentlemen.
He's just got to go back to Ganon, kill Ganon, go back to Zelda, and he will be our winner.
Yep, and he is going to pull off. And I had heard him. I had heard his stream prior to when we went live, ISO, and he did not think he was going to have any chance against jkoper. And let me just tell you something, ISO. That is just the nature of Zelda randomizers. I like to say it doesn't care who you are. Anybody can win at any given time.
Yep. Now the question is, will he have to take a maze-like path to get to Ganon, or was there a door that led directly into his room?
Since he never went into this room, it's hard to say. We'll find out, though. I think he may have found it.
Yep, there it is.
Here's Ganon. So all he's got to do, let's see if this
Zero
is
HP Ganon.
Ganon first. It is! That is going to do it. Pick up the Triforce of Power. All he's got to do is make his way back toward the shutter door where Zelda is, and RandomEffekt is going to come away with the win. Wow, wow. I got to tell you what, RandomEffekt played an extremely good race pretty much the entire way through. He mapped everything good. He realized when he was out of options. He went back to level 5. That was the play of the game right there. Going back to level 5 when he did to get that recorder as soon as he did. Found those other 2 dungeons, and he's going to be the winner right here.
And I would also give him large props for his routing. The way that he routed on the overworld to find 1 and 3 early instead of finding them late.
3 ways to get into Zelda's room, or in his case, Link, because he's playing as Zelda. There it is, the rescue of Link right there. RandomEffekt, he is pumped. He is your winner, and he goes to 2-0 in the Swiss-style format. Congratulations to RandomEffekt.
And jkoper just found the book.
Yes, he did, and he probably also just realized his fate, that he has been defeated.
Yep.
Yep, and that's what it all came down to. It all came down to the routing. He made really good choices the whole entire way. And when he couldn't find the other 2 dungeons that he needed, level 2 and level 9, he went back to a previous dungeon. He guessed right on level 5, and that move ended up, in my opinion, giving him the win.
Yeah, especially with, what's it called? jkoper just... It almost seemed like he was avoiding the start early. And then when he was around it again, he seemed like he was avoiding it again, but I'm not sure why he would.
But again,
unless he mismarked his map.
That could be as well. But again, ISO, it's just one of those things. You make the right decisions, make the right turns, get lucky, you can find everything quickly. jkoper, again, one of the best Zelda randomizer players in the world, just didn't route correctly, and that ended up being the difference in this race.
Yeah, it was entirely routing.
Yep, absolutely. All right, looks like we have RandomEffekt here in the commentator's booth. RandomEffekt, congratulations on your victory. You go to 2-0 in the Zelda Randomizer tournament. You didn't think it was going to happen tonight, but boy, oh boy, you made some pretty good decisions. Your routing was what got you this victory. Go over the seed with us.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I was not like feeling great going into this, but man alive, did I find a lot of dungeons early and a lot of power items early. The seed was exactly what I wanted. This is what I needed to win this match, I'm pretty sure. Random HP, I wanted the shuffled caves. The second quest overworld I wasn't too happy about because then I need more items. But man, I found every level very quickly, almost. Except for the 2 that were under the recorder. And I went searching for level 2 in Death Mountain just to make sure I didn't, how much of the recorder I needed. I knew from a hint that I needed it for level 9. I found out very quickly we were in helpful hints.
This actually was not a helpful hint seed. This was deceptive hints.
Oh, really? Because I got all helpful hints.
You must have, because yes, we've seen plenty of deceptive hints. In fact, jkoper got a hint on the second raft spot that that the silver arrows were the white sword item, and it was by the grave, and both of those were false because, of course, the white sword item was in the white sword location in the desert.
That's interesting, because, I mean, I didn't buy any hints, but all the hints I saw in the levels and outside, every one of them was correct. It was correct about level 6, it was correct about level 5, it was correct about level 3. So I guess maybe I don't understand. Is it only deceptive hints when you pay for them, or is it deceptive hints throughout the entire game? Because every hint I found inside a level was correct.
I think
it's
entire
game.
A 50-50 chance on if you get a deceptive or a helpful hint.
Okay, then I got extremely lucky.
There weren't that many deceptive hints, but they were there.
Okay. Yeah, so like, I really needed this this kind of seed, I think, to win this. I said to my chat at the beginning, I wanted, of anything else, I just wanted shuffled caves. That's all I wanted. The random HP was kind of a pain, especially if you saw how many dang hits the blue whiz robes were. That was proving to be pretty bad. But otherwise, I actually thought when I first started the seed, I thought this was a 0-hit KO because a lot of things were going down really quickly. But then I think on the blue moblins was when I figured out that it wasn't 0 HP. I was like, all right, well, we're in random. But I found a lot of power items early. The red ring early was huge. And the decision not to go back into 7 or 8 proved out to be really big. I really didn't want to do that. So when I knew I needed the recorder, that's when I went back into level 5. Because I was like, you know what? Level 5 is pretty small. I've explored already like half of it. Let's just go and see what's in there. And thank goodness it was the recorder.
Before you continue, RandomEffekt, I can tell you right now, the other item in level 9 was the any key. The other item in level 8, now by process of elimination, would have been the heart container.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't really that hard of a decision. It was just kind of lucky that for me that I got that and went to the right spot, I guess. But I literally searched what, 4 rooms of level 8 and was done, and then 3 rooms I think of level 8 and I was done, and then level 7 I didn't dig really that far overall, if I recall. I maybe explored half of it, but decided just to leave. I felt like I had to take a gamble against jkoper, and that was especially true at the end.
Absolutely. This is going to be my next question. What were your thoughts knowing that the red ring was not in level 9 when you got to that point after you found the raft in level 2? You had to be thinking, you're up against a guy like jkoper, you had to gamble.
Yeah, exactly. So here's my thought process right when I went into level 9. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into level 9, search as much as I can and see if I can get a hint or figure out if Ganon's required. I found out Ganon was required very quickly. So I was like, well, I'm booking it out of here. There's no reason to search huge amounts of level 9 when I still have level 2 out there.
Your level 9 was very, very fast. Even when you got out of level 9 and came back, overall, it was a very fast level 9 for you.
Yeah, I got very lucky that I found I think I found 5 staircases very quickly. So I could eliminate a lot of stuff very quickly. I was moving very quickly through level 9. I think there was only 1 staircase that I did not find. And so, yeah, the routing through level 9, I have it on my map here. I probably visited only 12 to 15 rooms of level 9, I think, overall. But yeah, like that was my process. Like, I got to take this gamble, and, you know, I got a 50-50 shot if Zelda is, or sort of Ganon's required or not. Let's just go. And then I found out he was. I was like, all right, there's no reason to keep searching level 9 right now. Let's go to level 2 and see what happens. When I found the raft in level 2, I was like, all right, it's gamble time. This has to be, I'm an hour in, it's gamble. There's no reason to search out this. It's a 50-50 now again that it's in there.
Right.
For me, at least. Yep. And that's why I decided to go back in and hope for the best.
Now, I'm going to tell you, you had built a sizable lead on jkoper. At one point, you were up 6 Triforce pieces to 1. When he found that recorder about 15, 20 minutes before you did, we thought that might have been the trail to jkoper's comeback. But
interesting.
Again, like I said, your good routing on this race proved to be a winner for you. That's how you're able to win this race. It was your routing.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, with the levels not being, there being vanilla levels, the routing of the levels kind of gave itself to me in a way, which was nice. Going through it, I'm always mindful of keys. So, I mean, that may have just been a good thing that I was trying not to use too many keys. And I actually had a plethora of keys, surprisingly. Yep. I almost thought about buying more keys. I kept marking down on my map where keys were. But I knew, my thought process was I knew that this was second quest overworld, which means there's only one big secret, which means that my money was either going to go towards keys or it was going to go towards hints. And by the end, it didn't really matter either way, but I kept keeping track of the key locations in case I had to buy any. But it's probably a really good thing that I didn't buy hints, knowing that they're deceptive.
Yep, I think all the hints you purchased, though, I think ended up being truthful, if I remember correctly, because I think you got the one with Death Mount in the Force, or level 9 in the Force, which was true, because it was in the recorder.
I actually didn't purchase any hints. I never purchased any. Those were all levels.
That was jkoper then that purchased the hints.
Yeah.
All the ones he purchased actually ended up being true.
Okay. I wanted to purchase hints. I found the hint shop in the Death Mountain, and I was going to buy a hint, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't have any money for that. Well, screw that.
Right, now, before we continue with the interview, jkoper has gotten the silver arrows. He's now in Ganon's room. Going to be happy to discover this is a 0 HP fight. Got him right there. He's going to pick up the Triforce of Power, and I don't know if he has seen where Zelda is. I'm going to assume he has. He can go ahead and finish the seed, and looks like it's going to be about a 10-minute difference between the two of you. Your time was 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 7 seconds. jkoper's about to wrap this up.
Nice.
And he's probably going to go in from the north, because I'm thinking that's the side he saw Zelda's room from.
All right, ISO, I'm going to be getting ready for the next race that's going to be happening on Speed Gaming 2. So if you want to conclude this interview and the race itself, you go right ahead. The jkoper just finished his official SRL time, 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 36 seconds. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you again on the next race. ISO, you take it away.
All right. So, Ari, when you found that red candle early, did you think that was a good sign of things to come? Did you felt like it might have given you a small lead at that point? Or were you thinking both you and jkoper had that at that point?
I kind of thought that we were fairly even early on. It was surprising to hear that I was ahead 6 Triforces. We might have just done different overworld routing, apparently. But with level 1, level 3, and level 8 all really close to each other and all really close to start where you should be going, you know, it was a huge find, absolutely. Like, I was very, very happy to see that because I had not seen a candle shop yet, and I had nowhere near the rupees I needed to. So finding an early red candle is an amazing feeling for routing. And at that point, once I found the bow, the red candle, and the red ring, I was I was like, okay, this seed is. I felt really, really confident in that, but I figured jkoper had found those early as well. So I didn't feel like, oh man, you know, I'm in a huge lead right now. I never felt that throughout this race at all. So I always thought that he was just kind of either with me or you know, right behind me or right ahead of me. Like, I thought we were going to be fairly even throughout. And I see him in the Discord here. What's up, jkoper?
Hey, how's it going? Congrats.
Thanks. Woo, man alive.
I think what happened here is that I did dungeons in the wrong order, or
yeah. Well, what order did you do?
Well, like I found them 7, 6, 8. 8 wasn't a problem, obviously.
Okay.
8 was helpful, but and then 5. Yeah. And,
yeah, because I did 1, 3, and 8 first.
Right.
And then I found 4 and 5, but I didn't grab the item out of 5. I just kind of booked it, and I think I finished up 7 really quickly, but 6 and 2 were the last dungeons I did.
Right, because you had to get the recorder.
Yeah, and so I was down to for the search locations, I was down to 5, 7, and the other item in 8 at that point.
Mm-hmm. And obviously you went to 5 first, because...
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
Because I had already explored like half of 5 anyway. It might have been that I didn't know how many keys I was going to have to use to get the item, and it might not have been anything useful, and I still had dungeons to go at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I did anything wrong in this race.
No, I don't think so. Probably not.
No, not
I
at
think
all. It was just the routing.
Right. And like the main things I could have done was made more of a conscious decision to leave dungeons and come back later, but you never know how that's going to work out, especially with Second Quest Overworld. Like,
yeah.
You don't know where dungeons are going to come up and what items are going to be necessary, where those items are. So, yeah, like I probably just spent too much time using Wood Sword on, you know, Gibdos with high HP and Pole's Voice in 5. I felt pretty good when I got the recorder out of 5, and then immediately after that I found 2 with the recorder, but then
nice.
2 had the raft, which was not needed. So yeah, that wasn't helpful.
One thing
my last 2 possible overworld locations in the whole overworld for me were 1 and 3. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about. Is it seemed like you were almost avoiding checking near start till very late into the run.
No,
and I'm curious I was curious if that was a conscious decision or not.
No. You know, I had I checked it. I went to start for the sword, and it was there. And then I went to 3 to see if it was vanilla, and it was Second Quest Overworld. And then I decided, well, I'm going to go up to the Armos item, and then I died. So, from there, or I was going to check that Armos for the item. Then I died. From there, I decided to go to 1 and, just continue west from there, get the power bracelet, or whatever item was there, magic boomerang. And then I just continued west and up an 8, and then I did the east section, and then, yeah, it just worked out that way. It wasn't any sort of a conscious decision. And then I realized at the end what I had left. I probably should have, when I did the burn spots east of regular start, I should have gone west from there and got the bow and everything then, but I don't think it would have made a difference. So did you have arrows when you went back into 5?
Talking about to me?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know who
Yeah.
was actually speaking. Sorry.
Yeah.
By that point, I had purchased arrows because I found a bomb and arrow shop, I believe, in the Lost Hills, and I had enough money. I was like, I'm just going to purchase them now because I don't know what I'm going to run into, and I've already seen some Poles voices. Let's just take this for time. I had the cash.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was, I mean, the seed went super well for me overall. The only thing that eluded me was the recorder. And then once I found that, I did level 2, but I didn't find the item.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a gamble. I went straight to level 9 because I knew where it was.
Right.
Because I had gotten a hint. And I thought we were on helpful hints, to be honest. The only thing I saw was helpful hints. I
Oh my
never saw a
goodness.
deceptive hint. So I was like, well, I'm going to go to level 9 because it's in the forest because I got a hint about it.
It sounds like you left a ton of overworld unchecked.
No,
Or
that's
at
not
least
true.
whistle spots.
There's a lot of the whistle spots over in the Deadwoods and Death Mountain and Grave areas. I did not check by that point.
Right.
When I got the whistle, I checked the whistle spots basically in the desert first
Mm-hmm.
because I just up and A'd and went straight there. I think I up and A'd. Maybe I even didn't because it was level 5 was right
No,
there.
I think
Probably
you just
didn't.
walked over to the desert.
Okay. Yeah, so my big gamble in a way was I hadn't found the item in 2, 7, or 8. One of the items in 8. And so I just went to level 9. I found Zelda very early and decided to leave, went to level 2, and then found the raft and was like, well, I have 2 items in the overworld and 2 items in other dungeons and 2 items in 9. I have to take this gamble because I have no idea where you're at. And I took the gamble and it paid off. I searched literally 3 rooms of 8 and about half of level 7 overall to get the Triforce and go.
Yeah, the item in 7 was 1 room away from the Triforce, the wand.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. I think
Yeah.
there was one dungeon, maybe it was level 5 that I kept doing that I went to a couple rooms outside of the Triforce room to just see what I could find if I wasn't, key blocked or bomb blocked or whatever. I can't remember if that was level 7 or level 5 that I did that initially.
That
Maybe
was
both.
level 5. You
Okay,
found
alright.
a couple of Pole's voice rooms, and then opted not
Fair
to
enough.
check that bomb wall to the right where the recorder was.
Yeah. That was just I've literally I've explored either half of 7 or less. I don't really want to keep continuing doing this right now. Let's just go.
Yeah,
So,
I think
could have come
I
to
was-
bite me. You never know.
I was a bit over half. If Silver Arrows were in 7, I'm pretty sure I win this easily. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all saw what was that? Was that Crystal Saver Amazing Ampharos that the item in 7 was critical?
It was
Yeah.
the
Bow?
it was the recorder, which was needed to get something
Oh.
or to do something or other to kill a
Yeah.
thing.
I did
Yeah,
have a
if-
hint for the wand in 7, but it was deceptive hints, so there
Okay.
was 50% or so chance that that's true.
Yeah, one of the
Even if it was the wand at that point, I still had the wood sword, and it was dragging on me. So
Not a bad pickup.
I was
Yeah.
perfectly happy with getting the wand. Especially since it was only 1 room out of the way.
I was starting to think right as Arya was going into 9 that silvers might be that second item in 8, but statistics were saying otherwise.
Well, I mean, there was no reason it couldn't be. It
Yeah.
was basically a 2/3 chance that it was in
Yeah.
9. So, because we had established from a long time ago, the Red Ring being
would've-
8, that the silvers,
Yeah.
there was no.
That was definitely the better choice to look for the items in 9 before going back to 8.
Yeah, considering the number of rooms left in 8, I agree, and the fact
Same.
that silvers might not even be required.
Mhm.
But in general, when 6 was my last dungeon, I'm like, I've got a handful of rooms left here, maybe about 10 or 12 or something. I felt like I had to just check for the item quick. I don't think it took me that much time to.
I did the same thing. I basically full cleared 6, trying to get everything I needed. I took the stairs and got blocked, and then I went up the path, realized I was recorder blocked. After I got the recorder, I came back. But I think I didn't see maybe 1 room in level 6, something like that. I basically full cleared it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I was in 6 really early. I went into both 7 and 6 a little bit early. 7 found some ladder blocks not that far in, and then 6 found the recorder and a ladder block. But whenever I can give up a heart with 0 hearts, I'm always a bit pleased with that. So
I think I paid that. I think I paid him off.
you paid him with money?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, I gotta hop off. I gotta get somewhere. But jkoper, thanks for the race and thanks for the commentary. And my God, that was pretty exciting.
All right. Yep. Good luck next week.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone.
You have a good night, Ari. All right. jkoper, do you have any final thoughts on the seed, on this race?
I don't know. Can't believe I lose 10 minutes. I didn't. I don't know. Didn't do that much that I should have done differently, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it seemed like it just came down to one person took one route, one person took the other route, and that's basically the story of it.
Yeah. So he was wood sword the whole time too, it sounds like.
Yeah, he didn't find wood sword until right about when he went back into 6.
Right, the white sword. So he grabbed the recorder out of 5 and then found the white sword and then did 6 and 2. And then, yeah, just skipped items and got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, he skipped the item in 7, the second item in 8, but I think that was it in the end. The only two.
I thought he said he skipped the item in 2.
No, he skipped the item in 2, went into 9, then after he saw the item was required, went back to 2.
Oh, he did 2 first? Oh, interesting.
Because at that point he knew Ganon was required and he had 2 and 8 items left, and he figured 2 was short enough that he could just go in and do it real quick.
Okay. Yeah, when I saw him finish, I figured that Ganon was not required and that he had skipped looking for the arrows and finding the bow. When I saw that he was required, I was a little surprised, but then I figured that, I just thought of all of the combat I had done in this seed. Maybe I should have spent another key somewhere, but in the end, I guess I was really good on keys, but I was short for a while. I guess doing 1 and 3 early helped him with that as well. So he would have been a little better off on keys, and going through 5 could have felt more confident in just spending keys on key doors instead of going through the Gibdos and everything every time.
Yeah. It might have also been with him skipping the item in 5 on the first round, he didn't want to take the Pole's Voice with the wood sword, which I get that in a normal HP or random HP seed.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think Pole's Voice are terribly challenging. Wizrobes and Dark Nuts are both much worse, but as long as you don't have fireball statues.
Yeah. But he might have been looking at it as it's going to take me a while to clear them all out, I'll just come back with the bow kind of thing, with the arrows kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think with that, there's another race starting over on Speed Gaming 2. So we should probably call it here and send everyone over there. So on behalf of our 2 racers tonight, jkoper and RandomEffekt, on behalf of my broadcast partner, LOZ Cards Fan 23, who's doing the commentary on the race over on Speed Gaming 2. This is Isolated 999. I want to thank you everyone for tuning in, and hope to see you guys at the next race.